Marines return to the Philippines as U.S. strengthens Southeast Asia alliances amid rising tensions. In a strategic move that signals growing U.S. military engagement in Southeast Asia, U.S. Marines have arrived in the Philippines as part of the Marine Rotational for Southeast Asia (EMA-FC). This annual deployment, now in its third iteration, is designed to bolster U.S. alliances in the region amid increasing geopolitical tension, particularly with China. The U.S. Marine Corps announced this latest phase in a press release on Wednesday, confirming that the rotation, which runs through March, will see U.S. forces training alongside 6 allied nations. While EMA-FC has been a relatively small force, historically involving about 200 Marines, this year's deployment has expanded both in scale and scope. New exercises and security cooperation engagements have been introduced, reflecting the US's deepening relationships with its Southeast Asian allies, including the Philippines, Malaysia, and Thailand. The broader aim of the program is to enhance collective security capabilities, particularly at a time when regional stability is increasingly threatened by China's assertive activities. A senior Marine officer, one of the original architects of the EMA-FC, spoke about the growing significance of the initiative. Granted anonymity, the officer explained that the exercises are not only increasing in size, but also in complexity. It's definitely gaining momentum, they told Military.com. The scale and scope of the exercises are deepening and broadening, and that all reflects our growing relationship with our allies and partners. A region under pressure, tensions with China. This latest rotation comes at a time when much of the world's attention is focused on the Middle East, where conflict continues to simmer following Iran's missile attacks on Israel. However, the Indo-Pacific region remains a strategic priority for the U.S. military, particularly as tensions between China and several Southeast Asian countries escalate. The U.S. Naval Institute reported this week that a Chinese carrier strike group has been operating near the Philippines, coinciding with the Marines' arrival in the country. This proximity underscores the increasingly delicate balance of power in the region. China has been ramping up its military presence in disputed waters, causing concern for its neighbors. The Philippines, a key U.S. ally, has been subjected to repeated harassment by Chinese forces in the South China Sea. In this context, the EMA-FC deployment aims to reassure U.S. allies of America's commitment to defending the region's stability. Colonel Stuart Glenn, commanding officer of the EMA-FC, emphasized the U.S. Marines' role in maintaining security in the region. The Marine Corps is committed to preserving the freedom of the region and its people, Glenn said in the press release. He added that the training exercises are designed to strengthen relationships and enhance the collective capabilities of the U.S. and its allies, working toward upholding a rules-based international order. Training for modern warfare. The EMA-FC program involves a diverse array of training exercises, reflecting the need to prepare for the modern complexities of warfare. These include ground-based and aerial drills, medical response training, chemical and biological defense preparations, as well as amphibious operations and small boat tactics. There will also be an emphasis on the use of drones, which are becoming increasingly vital in both surveillance and combat operations. The U.S. personnel participating in the rotation include Marines from the 1st Air Naval Gunfire Liaison Company, the I Marine Expeditionary Force Information Group, and the 1st Marine Division. Leadership for the rotation will come from the 13th Marine Expeditionary Unit, which is based in California and will serve as the command element for the duration of the deployment. From Australia to Southeast Asia, a new strategic blueprint. The EMA-FC concept was born from a similar rotational force based in Australia, known as Marine Rotational Force Darwin EMA-FD, which has been operating since 2012. This Australian deployment was part of a broader strategic pivot to the Pacific, as the US sought to shift focus toward countering China's rise in the region. The EMA-FD program involves a larger force, numbering in the thousands, and has now become a cornerstone of US military presence in the Pacific. Recognizing the need for a more agile and adaptable force in Southeast Asia, the Marine Corps began working on the EMA-FC concept in 2021, according to the Marine officer involved in its planning. There was a growing realization within the US military that parts of Southeast Asia had been underinvested in terms of American military presence. "Let's start that investment now," the officer explained, outlining the rationale for starting with a smaller, more focused rotational force. "Let's be deliberate about it." The inaugural EMA-FC deployment took place last year, and it has quickly become a key part of the Marine Corps' efforts to strengthen military ties with Southeast Asian nations. The Philippines, in particular, has become a focal point for this cooperation. As a country that has faced increasing pressure from Chinese military forces in contested areas, the Philippines has also ramped up its defense ties with the US in recent years, bolstering alliances for the future. As the EMA-FC rotation moves forward, its growing size and importance signal a strategic shift for the US in Southeast Asia. This latest deployment represents not only a commitment to strengthening military partnerships, but also a clear message to China that the US is prepared to defend the interests of its allies in the Indo-Pacific. The exercises will not only enhance the operational readiness of the US Marines, but also help ensure that Southeast Asian nations are better prepared to respond to potential threats, including aggression from China. By fostering stronger military cooperation and bolstering regional security capabilities, the US aims to maintain peace and stability in one of the world's most strategically significant regions. As tensions in the Pacific continue to escalate, the EMA-FC program may prove to be a critical component of US military strategy in the region for years to come. The expanding scale of the program suggests that it will continue to play a pivotal role in ensuring that the US and its allies remain united in defending the principles of freedom, security, and international law. This was our daily news about the Philippines and the US Marines. If you has enjoyed watching our daily worldwide news, we would appreciate it if you would help us with a subscribe to our channel to grow together. Thank you for watching.